Well, first tonight to the very sad news that the rugby league legend Sir Billy Boston has died.
Sir Billy, who turned 92 just a couple of weeks ago, was an icon of the sport and a hero in Wigan, where he made his name in the 1950s and 60s.
He was born in Cardiff but signed for Wigan at the age of 18 for a fee of £3,000. And then he never left.
Well, his incredible try-scoring exploits for his club and for Great Britain saw him recognised with 3 statues in Wigan, Cardiff and at Wembley Stadium.
Whilst 2 years ago he became the first rugby league player ever to be knighted. Kris looks back now at the life of a true sporting hero.
Hailing from the same Cardiff streets as Shirley Bassey, Wiganers have sung Billy Boston's name for more than 70 years. But their greatest winger never wanted to join them.
I didn't want to come to Wigan. It's just that, well, I was one of 11. And my parents seen that money and that was it. But it was the best mistake I ever made.
In 1953, the club offered £1,500 to sign him. To scare them off, his family said he'd cost double. Wigan immediately agreed, so impressed they were by his early career in rugby union.
When I was playing rugby union, I could go and have a smoke for 5 minutes. When I come to Wigan, the first game I played, the A-team, the ball was never out of my hands. I thought, what is this? It was brilliant.
The tension mounts as the Lions take the field.
Billy believed he was denied his rugby union dream of wearing the red of Wales because he wasn't white. But after just half a dozen games in rugby league, he was selected for Great Britain, the first black player to tour down under.
Bill Boston with Al Silcock, a 15-stoner.
Still learning the rules, he practised in hotel corridors and yet set a new record of 36 tries in 18 games and went on to win the World Cup. His partnership with the captain was legendary. Wigan centre Eric Ashton helped him score 478 tries in 487 games, a club record which may never be broken. At 15 stone, Billy's size, speed and sidestep made him almost unstoppable.
Right wing three-quarter, Billy Boston scored yet another to make it Wigan 28, Hull 8.
He won the league championship and 3 Challenge Cups.
It was an honour and a privilege to play for Wigan. If I had my time over again, I'd do exactly the same thing again.
His memories were fond but fading. In his later years, Billy developed dementia. But smiled through it, continuing to quietly inspire.
I forget I've got to go somewhere, I forget I've got to do this, I forget I've got to do that. And I write a lot down for what I got to do, you know, so I don't go out so often now when I used to do, but I'm okay.
Your first match, Wigan Reserves against Barrow Reserves.
Yeah, well...
Billy Boston will play in this match.
Yeah, but how the hell do they know who I was?
An all-time great who never understood the fuss, but the fans always did. That humble smile would soon greet the king, who made him rugby league's first ever knight.
Sir Billy Boston, how does that feel?
Thank you very, very much, thank you.
It was just good.
It was nice.
And it's the big honour, wasn't it, to meet the king?
It was a big honour.
Billy continued to win new fans from royal family to rugby family. His club kept him as their figurehead, inspiring generations of champion teams. He never got his wish to play for Cardiff, but led Wigan into battle there for a Challenge Cup final. A statue there would follow, and ones at Wembley and in Wigan, where he'd live the rest of his days. They paid 20 times what it once cost to sign him to keep him in their hearts forever. Typically, Billy thought it should have been one of his teammates instead.
You know, the players that Wigan's had, I can't put myself above any of them. I've enjoyed every minute for being at Wigan. And I hope I paid them back in my rugby days, you know.
After giving up his rugby union dream, Billy Boston cried when he signed for Wigan. But after 15 glorious years, the fans cried when he left. There'll be more tears today for their beloved Billy B.
Well, here in Wigan, flags have been flying at half-mast for Sir Billy Boston, a man whose old club today described him simply as everybody's hero. Few players would have relished coming up against such a formidable winger, but with me now is a man who had the honour of playing alongside him. Please, Colin Clarke, tell me what special player was Billy Boston?
First of all, he was just a great player and a great person off the field as well. And I was very, very fortunate. In 1953, I managed to see his first game, and he became my hero then.
And that was some crowd, wasn't it? Like 8,000 people turned up to see him?
8,500. And when you think, like, in 53, there was not many people had television, so all we had to rely on was newspapers and a little bit of radio. The great thing for me, after seeing him play in 1953, exactly 10 years later, I was his teammate. Oh, it was just... I had to pinch myself about it. I was his friend for 60 years, and at the end of all that, 2026, he was still my hero.
I love it. What a beautiful tribute. Let's bring in Kris Radlinski as well, who's the chief exec of Wigan Warriors, former Wigan player as well. Sir Billy was a big Wigan Warriors fan right until the end. We remember those great celebrations here for his 90th birthday a couple of years ago. What's the club's reaction today?
Oh, listen, I think we've been overwhelmed by the outpouring of emotion. He's everybody's hero, as you said. Everybody loved him. We can spend hours in content meetings figuring out what to do, but you just put Billy on a screen and watch him smile, and the whole place erupts. He meant that much to so many people, and I feel as though all my life I've grown up listening to stories about Billy Boston, about this legendary, iconic figure from my dad and the grandparents and all this, and it's up to our job for future generations to remember this absolute hero and a wonderful rugby player, and as Colin said, one of the best blokes you'll ever meet.
And I know you have some tributes coming on Thursday at the Hull KR game here to Sir Billy Boston. A book of condolence opening tomorrow. Gentlemen, thanks so much for sharing your stories of Sir Billy Boston on a day when even Prime Minister Andy Burnham has said that he is heartbroken at the loss of his good friend Sir Billy Boston, who he describes as a giant of a man in every way. Today, that giant man leaves a giant's hole here in Wigan.
A giant of a man indeed. Kris Hall in Wigan, thank you.